Welcome to TopShot NFT. I'm your host, Jason, and today is the happy hour of TopShot from my community. These are my two good friends, Sean and Gary. I'm not sure if I'm the one that exactly exposed you guys to NBA TopShot, but I'll take credit for it for sure.
For me, it was definitely via you, I would say. Sean Finn said, "Hey, have you seen this Jason video?" And I said, "No." And he sent it to me, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Okay, I'm intrigued." And it was pitched to me like digital basketball cards. And I'll be honest, I at first was like, "This is what is this shit?" Like, no, there's no way. And then I do recall, Jason, every single person that I've talked to about Top Shot. You say it in one of your videos, like, remember when everybody got into Bitcoin early and no one had heard of it? And I was intrigued by that. I was like, okay, I would like to be early on this. So Finn got me in, but it was through you. So there you go.
Yeah, I want to say, Jason, it was your second video that you posted on Facebook that intrigued my desire to be wealthy beyond human understanding. I think that I also had a bunch of fantasy football money burning a hole in my pocket. So when you have the fantasy football money going in there,
wait. How did you have a bunch of fantasy football from years ago?
No, God no. I think I got third place in our tap ball league.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
And that netted me maybe $300. Maybe. Oh wait. Oh no, actually, now I think about it, I hit one of your squares, Gary.
Squares
in the Super Bowl.
Squares. That's right.
I had about $300 that I was willing to just
keep rolling. Right, because I found out about this a little after the Super Bowl, probably mid-February, I think. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so our tap ball paid out probably mid-January, give or take a couple weeks, and then I started rolling with Jason then at that point, but I was not sold, like even close. Like, how many phone calls do we have, Jason? We probably had like a half a dozen phone calls where you were telling me, hey, the platform is in beta, it's not working right, like all of the issues you run into with the site now, right? They were there in early January, but he was like, just stick with it, and then I probably was able to collect a couple packs, as they did their like little test release here and there, and then hit a couple Super Bowl squares. Actually, a couple, just one Super Bowl square with Gary. Picked up, a big investment card. Probably was like $50 at the time.
I think it was like 80.
Oh no, the amount of money I won was 80. So then, I dumped that into Top Shot, and I got an Aaron Gordon card. I want to say an Aaron Gordon dunk, which, was 50 at the time, jumped to like, 250. Now it's right around 60. So I'm still up, which is pretty cool. But, at the same time, I think that the conversation and, the fun of Top Shot and the fact that the perception of like, hey, these are valuable and these are like really cool things, I was able to spread it to Gary, and it's actually spread to a group of our friends, which is actually a lot of fun. Even my brother and a handful of other gentlemen that we play basketball with that take my spot pretty much every time there's a drop. I haven't gotten to cop a drop in probably like the last 7 free-for-alls. So pretty upset that I blabbed that much. But at the same time, it's all in good fun, right? And the euphoria you get when you actually get selected right in your QID and the whole lead up to it, right? Like, our group chats are a lot of fun. Everybody's like, all right, well, where'd you land, right? It's like, I got 150K of 24,000.
Should I wait for there's 3,000 packs. Should I hang out or
Yeah, and thank you, Top Shot, for the email notification option to tell me when I officially failed at this. My wife, she's like, well, what did she say? She said, look, when my brother got a pack and Trevor got a pack and Manrose and all these other guys got packs that we introduced to, she's like, well, I guess you didn't deserve it. And I was like, I deserve one.
Yes.
I do. So you know what, man, it's all in good fun, and hopefully, you get to turn a profit. But at the same time, like, it harks all the way back to just enjoying, collecting something, right? Collecting and owning something in theory is a lot of fun, and maybe I could turn a profit. If not, you know what? I'm playing with Gary's money. I'm playing with all my friends' money at the end of the day. I haven't spent a single Finn dollar, so life is good.
You can turn a profit. All right. What I always think about when I think about this whole phenomenon is like, Jason is like the when you watch football games, they're like, oh, this is the Andy Reid coaching tree, or this is the Mike Holmgren coaching tree. Like, Jason is like at the fucking top of this tree, and it's like all of us. And you talk about the word of mouth that you spread. I spread this to my former coworkers, who, like, you guys don't even know. I'm on a side TopShot text chain with my old coworkers when I used to work at mandatory.com. And my old boss is like totally hooked on it. And just like you said, Finn, everybody that you bring in gets packs. He's gotten like a fucking rare Zion. He has a rare John Morant because he got one of those like $199 packs or whatever.
Wow.
And I was just like, God damn it. Like, I'm the one that told you about this, and you're getting these awesome, awesome moments. But the moment I realized it was like all real and like this was not just some BS was like, I think, Finn, you told me to buy some moment for like $5. It was like a DeAndre Melton or something like that. And I was like, you're like, buy this moment because it's like there's a mistake on it or something.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was like, all right, whatever. So
misprint.
That was when I kind of started like messing with it a little bit more. And then I got a pack like a week later, like a $9 pack. And then I got like a Jimmy Butler gift or something. I can't even remember. I think it was emailed to me.
The gift.
If
you have
right.
an account. Yeah.
Right. It said like, if you've made a purchase and like bought a pack, you get a gift or whatever. And then like, Jason, you were kind of like starting to text me like, oh yeah, you can get 100 for that. Or you wrote like maybe like 125. And I was like, is he talking about like $1? Like, I honestly did not understand what you meant when you first were texting.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, is he saying I can get $100 for this thing that they just emailed me?
Yeah.
And then, like, literally the next day I started fucking around with the marketplace. I sold like the Jimmy Butler, the Melton, and like something else that was like part of a challenge. I can't even remember the guy's name. Some dude on the Hornets. And all of a sudden I had like $250 in my Dapper account.
Last name like, Ball.
No. It was trust me, I would have known that. It was he was part of like a Cool Cats challenge early on. It was like anyways, long story short, I was like, holy shit, this is like just like Jason said, it was like early Bitcoin. Like, I realized, oh, this is actually a thing that's like really skyrocketing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up getting kind of lucky with some moments early on, and I made like $1,000 in 1 month.
Woo!
And that's my story. That's my profit story right there.
I just want to point out real quick, Jason, you still owe Squirt from Playa Ballers at least $50, and he tried to collect on me, and I pretended I didn't know who you were. So Squirt, if you're listening, he's got the cash. He's good for it.
Oh my God. Squirt is not listening.
I will say, like, so when I first started, my co-host who's not here, Linux, he's the one, he's my expert. Like, he's like,
when was that? When did he tell you?
So it was like early January.
Okay.
So back up like a couple weeks, like early December, he calls me up and he tells me, man, I just spent $1,000 on this NFT. And I'm like, you're what? And it's like, and he shows me a picture of it. It's a Beeple. And obviously, I don't want to say which Beeple art it is, but he's got listed for a healthy price right now. And Beeple is the one that like sold for 70 million.
Right. So, and then he cashed it all out, right?
Linux will share what he wants to share about what he's done with his stuff, but like I don't want to blow any smoke,
No, I'm saying Beeple, not your buddy. I'm not trying to blow up his spot.
Well, Beeple's funny because he was driving like a Corolla in South Carolina like 6 months ago, and now I hope he's upgraded to a Camry at least. But
sounds like he needed a Saturn, right? That was a pre-show conversation.
But so Linux tells me about this art stuff, and I'm like, you know what, bro? Like, That's all you. And he's been in crypto for a while, years. And so then he calls me and he's like, "There's this basketball thing, Top Shot. Check it out." And this was the good old days when literally there was packs just sitting there and I could just click and buy a pack.
Damn.
And I bought my first pack. It had Jordan Clarkson, Buddy Hield, and Bradley Beal. I've since sold those 3 pieces for $1,000. But at the time I got that pack, I was like, this is garbage. Because it was. They were like $2 each, $3. And then the Deck the Hoops Christmas edition came out, and me and him were like, if one of us gets it, we'll split it. We got it, and we pulled the LeBron Deck the Hoops. Ooh. And we ended up selling that for like $8,000.
Wow.
But if you go right now and look, it's the lowest ask is like probably 60 or 70,000. So you could say like we made a mistake, but back then, we had no idea.
That's how it
like
goes. Yeah.
8K was like, are you kidding me? And that funded us to buy a lot more stuff. And that's why I have like the portfolio that I do have now. But what's difficult is like, especially like mid-January when Sean first came in, it was kind of hitting me up, and he didn't jump right in. But like January that was kind of when it was starting to spike. That's when we're like, man, like this is doing great. And then we hit a crash at like towards the end of January, not as big as what we've currently been going through. And then it sucks because like when you guys like you, Gary, and like Trev, you guys were just kind of coming in onto that huge upswing, which is the date is February 21st, which is the peak. And I'm telling everybody, like, you need to get in. But unfortunately, everybody that got in, like, from Valentine's Day to, like, on, like, has gotten crushed, especially if they spent any big money. The hard part is, like, everybody that's new is just trying to get packs, and then they could easily turn around and sell that pack for thousands of dollars, but that money was coming from the OG people, like the people that already put in or putting their money in. And a lot of the pack guys, the new packs, it's like I mean, it's a great story. Like if you got 1,000, like you haven't had to put any of your own money in.
Dude, literally $20 is all I've spent. I think I bought a $5 moment and a $14 pack. So, and that was on my credit card. So that's what, $19. And then after that, it was all Dapper dollars. It was all Dapper dollars. So,
hey, Jason, what was that date? February 21st, the crash, the 20th? I'm trying to.
21st was the peak. Like that was like the all-time.
Like the funny thing is, like even with that peak, I think Finn, I'm the one that got Trevor in, right? Unless you did. I think that was me.
I think we were just all throwing it out.
Yeah,
there.
I think I got my buddy Trevor and my buddy Manrose in.
Oh, your buddies. Cool.
No, sorry. Our buddies. But I'm saying I'm the one that got them like initially. I was like, I was pitching. I was like, listen, Finn and Jason are telling me about this thing. I didn't really buy it, and now I totally buy it, and I'm telling you, get in. And I think Trevor was like right around that 21st time. But he's been one of those guys that's gotten lucky down a few packs. Not many, but he's able to flip them right away and like gets money in his dapper. He grows that dapper dick, as I like to say. So
dapper dong.
I mean, I on the other hand have put in. I can say I've put in about 30,000, like
American dollars.
Yeah, or
USD
or euros, whichever way you want to split it. But I mean, and like that. Trust me, like February 21st, like February 20th to like for 48 hours, I was literally just clicking refresh on Evaluate Market, and I'm like, wow, like I just took a shower and I just made $1,000, and then the problem is like now I feel like kind of bad because anybody that I was telling about it, like, has potentially like kind of gotten crushed,
Well,
especially if they put any money into it. But at the same time, I said, like, this is, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. This is my experience. Who knows? And, it's funny because I've sold a lot of stuff during this dip. And I've made some decent sales and I've got my own strategy, but like when you're pretty active, it seems, in the Discord and Twitter, Sean, like, because you definitely have come up with stuff that like I don't see, but that there's so many of these Top Shot cheerleaders that are just like hold, or hodl, as they say. Like
is that how you say that? I never.
Well, it's like a Reddit mistake from like long ago. Somebody spelled it wrong, and so it's turned into a whole thing where it's like hodl now.
The internet's full of just
hold on for dear life.
Right.
Oh, it's an acronym. Okay, all right. Well, that makes sense. Then I didn't know that.
Yeah, it became that.
Yeah.
But I just, it's like, in 5 years, 10 years, like, because this is what's interesting is we remember collecting cards in the 90s and thinking like, I had all the Shaq rookie cards. And I was like, well, I'll be retiring in 20 years with all these Shaq rookies. And that has not happened.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well, see, this is where you screwed up, Jason. I hate to tell you this. You need to get the Shaq Christmas ornaments. That's where the investment is. And when it's time to put our Christmas tree up in a few months, I will show you my Shaquille O'Neal LSU and Orlando Magic break the backboard Christmas ornaments that always are on the Finn family Christmas tree. So
that's hilarious. Here's I was just looking at my history of my Top Shot sales as you were telling your Shaq ornament story. My last sale was 23 days ago. So there's still sales happening. It's been a while though for me, anyways. And that was a Malik Beasley that I bought for like 40 and I sold for 84. So very, and that was like one of those just weird things that like I randomly sold. But just like a month ago is when I sold those 2 LeBrons for $500. And that was just
the no look 3.
It was his assist, the long full court assist. It was from a pack, and I got duplicate LeBrons, and I literally just sold them for $279, $239 back to back.
That's crazy. Is that the one you promised to me?
That was the one I promised to trade you. I was going to trade you for Wiggins.
You know what? I'm going to have to pull up that screen grab of the
text conversation. I was going to trade you for Wiggins, but then they shut down the gifts, so there was nothing I could do, So
have you guys had any interest in doing the challenges at all?
I do until I look into them, and then I realized it's just too much work. So
not for me. I have zero interest in pursuing it. I don't see I don't see the success behind pursuing that. Like it's a lot of like legwork.
You can build up your portfolio and get a free moment basically, and then maybe sell it. That's pretty much it. So
yeah. So you're all right. You build up your portfolio. You spend $90 to make 100. Like for me, and then that also kind of like cuts at the support. It cuts at like my mentality about how I value moments and value cards, because I like to look at moments with lower serial numbers, or I like to justify like, all right, well, I can spend X amount on a card that's under 1,000, but I don't want to just get a card at 34,987 as of 35,000 plus, because it will help me achieve a thing. So like I feel like that undercuts my theory of value.
Mm-hmm. You haven't done any sales yet, right, Finn?
No, I sold that hot rookie.
That's right, just recently, Wiggins, right?
Wiggins, yeah. I think I got.
Like I'm sorry, not Wiggins. I keep saying Wiggins. I mean to say Anthony Edwards. Sorry.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You had his base rookie.
I've been saying Wiggins because I keep thinking Andrew Wiggins, but it's the rookie on the Timberwolves.
Yeah, and it really surprised me. Like
fucking time traveling in my brain.
When you, because I got 2 of them, I just threw it up there using the evaluate tool.
No, I definitely wanted one of them, and I really was going to trade you a LeBron, but then when I sold one for $250, I was like, I might as well just sell the other one. So
what I did is I made a decision during this dip that I'm selling everything that does not have a playoff contender, which actually isn't, considering the way the playoffs are now and 20 out of the 30 teams get in. Sure. It's not like there's a lot of fat that I'm cutting and it's ridiculous, but I actually decided to sell all my rookie cards because I sat there and I just started thinking back to to the early 90s, like when the Shaq and Mourning and Leitner, when those cards all came out, they were inflated with their prices.
Right. Rookies always are.
And it's like, I understand like there is some value to, holding like rookies, but do I really think that like where's like LaMelo and Anthony Edwards a year or two from now? Do I think that they're as good as Dame Lillard or Devin Booker? Like, are they that, even if you look at a guy like Jason Tatum, who I think is arguably like an MVP candidate down the road, like you could still kind of get his cards for relatively cheap, So if I sell them all now, right now, and then like in the summertime when the new rookies are coming out, then maybe I can kind of, even if I pick them up for the same price, but my bet is that they're going to be lower.
Right, they'll be lower. It always had. The only, like, every single year for the history of cards and now Top Shot, only one or two. I mean, sometimes none for an entire draft class are important. Like, there's only 4 or 5 that are important for a fucking decade. You know what I mean? Like, look at. So funny you mentioned
Andrew Wiggins.
Right, exactly. Funny you mentioned that because I got some of these bad boys today at Target.
Oh, Target.
So I got Top Series 1, right? And my buddy, so the weirdest thing, like right around Top Shot time, my longtime buddy, Curtis, he was here in Denver. I moved to Denver early beginning of the year, and we went out for a drink, and he said, dude, cards are making a huge comeback, because we were huge into cards when we were kids.
Right.
They're making a huge comeback. You got to get back into them, or like, look at your old cards, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no way. He's like, dude, I'm 100% serious. He's like, you can't even find cards at Walmart or Target or any of the stores anymore.
That's true.
Like so I ended up, and he's right. I check all the time and can't find cards. Well, today I happened to go to Target this morning early, and they had Topps baseball cards, and I ended up getting a blaster of Topps, actually. So we went.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got a whole here. Finn's getting back on. Finn, I was never even allowed to even think of buying these as a kid. But now I just have so much money as an adult, I can just fucking buy a whole box. Anyways, long story short, this is going back to the rookies. I texted my buddy Curtis and I said, are these Topps worth like buying a bunch of? Because like we're more into basketball.
Yeah.
Even with cards. And he goes, the weird thing about this season of Topps is that there's no big rookie, right? There's no like Ken Griffey, there's no Ronald Acuna or many years past Jeter or whatever. Like nobody knows who the big rookie is.
There's no one in the stands. Is that the other funny part about it?
That as well. But for this, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some people in the stands. They're coming back. So, anyways, the way I looked at it is like, for these cards, it's like I might as well just keep every single rookie, and because like maybe one will hit down the road, but right now nothing. So I think that mentality plays well with you selling off a lot of these rookies, because we've seen them for a whole year now. Who's special out of this rookie class? I honestly, James Wiseman, he's not even playing. Anthony Edwards has some cool dunks, but he doesn't seem like anything really like special. Maybe LaMelo, he's hurt now too. So it's like you said, sell now while it's high, and if you want to buy back later, and then maybe down the road somebody will be a special like Luka. Like Luka's like the hot shit even in the card world, right? The real card world. So.
And it's funny because Luka and Giannis have actually cooled a lot this year, and it's like they're putting up the same numbers.
Right.
Giannis is putting up the same numbers that won him MVP twice, and a lot of his moments are tanking. But also, just like you don't hear him even in the MVP conversations. LeBron, Jokic, Embiid, like that's kind of the three.
Yeah.
And I think a great example is like Tyler Hero. Like in the bubble, it was like gangbusters. He's like the man.
Yep.
And he can barely start some nights. For a Heat team that is, spent most of the time trying to get into the playoffs. I think they're in right now.
Yeah, they're in, but they might be in one of those play-in games, right? It's set like the 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
So.
It is weird, man. But this is so much fun though. It's so much fucking fun. I think I told you, I totally agree. I told you, Jason, like when in one of your texts where you were kind of like, I could tell you were kind of trying to like ease expectations, probably mostly among me, but maybe Finn too. And you were like, maybe you can make, and I was like, dude, don't worry. This is like totally a side hobby for me. And it's just like bringing back kind of nostalgia of like just collecting and being fucking stoked when you get something cool. Like, honestly, this pandemic has fucking sucked. Like, it really has.
Get out of here.
But like, there's been some cool aspects to it, is where I was going. Like, first of all, me and my family moved, and like, we got a pretty good situation. Finn, same thing happened for you. But it's been like the last couple months, I really haven't had nothing to keep me interested in anything other than TV, and then like collecting fucking cards and TopShot, and like now I'm getting into like memorabilia on Facebook. I probably need this to end pretty soon, but it's been a fun 3 months to like just kind of get back into like what I was happy about as a kid, like loving.
You know what? I feel like just to kind of piggyback on that, Gary, it's like, remember in Entourage when
Yes.
Ari would call E and the morning of a movie release, and it'd be like 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and just be like, yes, this is the fucking time. Here we go. And like that's how I feel like our group chat is.
It's so much fun. It's a welcome break from work and shit. It's great.
It's so awesome. I'm gonna jump off real fast. I'll be right back. Keep chatting.
Do it.
I kind of wish this started like really in the summertime at some point. And it's like, God, if we had only found this like sooner, because for the audience, like we all three played on the same rec basketball league.
Hell yeah.
And that as you get older, you guys got kids. Like you've got the family responsibility. I don't remember how exactly I met you, Gary, but I do remember being Sean's bartender at Tower 42, and he liked the way that I poured drinks, and so that kind of started our friendship. And then, the whole area anyway.
I would have had to have met you through Finn, I guess.
Or Johnny.
Maybe it was stuff. Johnny. Yeah, for sure.
He was in my poker game, and then all that. Like, I think that might have been it. I was trying to get you guys to play in my poker game.
Yep, I came to several of your poker nights. It was a good time.
Yeah,
then we all started playing. We all started playing rec league hoops together, or maybe I would say probably weekend beach hoops first, and then that became the rec league for Prince of Wales Bar and Grill in Playa del Rey. So
yeah, that was, and that's the one thing. Like, I got fat, during this pandemic. Like, I've gained a solid 25, and it's because like they locked down basketball completely. Right. And that once a week, or twice a week that we would play, whether the rec league or at the beach, like that hour or two, like kept me kind of in shape, but also the social element. So this is like a real nice way to keep in contact with you. I didn't even know you guys had moved.
Right, dude. That I moved so fucking quick. I was literally like, it became a reality within like 10 days of me leaving California. So, but you're right. Yeah. It's been a nice, social thing that we haven't had in real life. So we have to do it via text, but it's still fun, and been a nice connection.
Just drop it right there, dude.
Always
appreciate you, man.
Finn's getting some Wendy's there.
The nice young man from the delivery service just dropped.
Is he cute? Is he cute? If he's clean, let him in.
Oh, he's a cute boy, but we're all married except for you, Jason.
Jason, you know what? You reminded me of one more thing. So, first of all, you said you got fat. No big deal. It happens. In the first couple months of the pandemic, I put on about 10, 15 pounds. I'm a pretty relatively skinny guy. Yeah. I was up to my biggest weight ever in June of 2020. So that would have been about 2 months in, full of just sitting at home, working from home, drinking wine every night, not really fucking knowing what's going on. And I realized I'm not fucking happy. Like, this sucks. Like, I've never been this bloated and puffy and fat. And I remembered you told me one time that you did this thing with push-ups where you started with like 5 and then did 10 and then whatever. That honestly was like the first trigger in my brain to get me going. And then also I joined a run club, like a Nike run club. So I think like those two things simultaneously were kind of like important for me last summer, like really important actually, because like I ended up going from like my highest weight ever, and now I dropped 20 pounds over the last year from running and doing just push-ups and sit-ups. But it started with me being like, okay, I'm gonna do 10 push-ups, 15 tomorrow, 25, 35, and I went all the way up to 100, and now I just do like a routine or whatever, and I run a lot still too when Colorado allows me. But this, long story short, this pandemic has been fucking insane, and like it's weird how we're all connected in our minds, because like even though you didn't know that I moved, and like I honestly, like we probably went months without talking. Now we're talking all the time, and I did have, like I said, just you telling me about a push-up routine you did one time, and you actually told me about it at Rec League basketball, I think. So when
you guys have seen the evolution. I mean, when I first met you guys, I probably had a ponytail. Now we've come full circle. I got the COVID tail, but I got really skinny at one point.
Right.
And it like when I look at the pictures, like I kind of like it because I look like I'm ripped, but at the same time, I was like, man, I was like too skinny because I'm 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah,
and, like I couldn't find. I've never been able to kind of find that balance. Like, and this is like even now, like I'm not fat. In fact, a lot of people are like, dude, have you been?
I'm not fat. I'm not fat.
People think I've been like bulking up or something. I'm like, no, I'm just.
I like how Finn conveniently left this part of the conversation to go get some Wendy's, and he's been gone this whole time. So, anyways,
I'm here. It's a game I'm playing with my beautiful wife.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I'm trying to get back into it too, because but there was zero motivation.
Right.
Because absolutely. I'm like, I literally couldn't go anywhere or do anything. Like I would go, I don't cook anyways, but I would go to the grocery store every day just because it was something to do.
Yep.
So this gets back into my theory of space travel and this coronavirus conditioning us for space travel.
I mean, it's actually not a bad crackpot theory. I mean, there's all this talk about us having to leave Earth because we're destroying it. Speaking of destroying Earth, sorry, now my mind's just going.
Let's go.
I read an article about how NFTs are going to destroy the planet. What do you think about that?
Oh, the carbon data or footprint.
The energy crisis, man. It's like the NFTs and crypto and Bitcoin mining and all that shit uses more energy than like fucking Argentina.
Well,
don't cry for me, Argentina. Right? Come on, step up your game.
I'm just saying it's something that it never even crossed my mind that was a thing. And then all of a sudden I see this article. It says crypto and NFTs might be here for a while until they destroy the planet or something like that.
It's funny. Like, I got a similar email from my mother-in-law regarding electric vehicles and how we charge my electric vehicle and how it is actually more detrimental to the planet for charging it.
We can't win, man. We cannot win as a society. We're doomed.
So here's my theory on this, and it is not very popular, but the Earth has been here for 4.5 billion years ago. Newsflash, we've been here for like that much time. Right. We're not going to save the human race. Like the Earth will take care of itself. It'll fix itself. So all the stuff that we're doing, it's just a question of, do we get to survive? But we always adapt, or we have been. I'm pretty good. Like I'm not green at all. Like if it was up to me and I could afford it, I would drive a Hummer just to go get my mail, and I love eating meat and all those things. I just think like, the amount of damage that they think that we're actually doing, it's like, I'd be more concerned about a super volcano or a solar flare. I mean, go ahead.
On the flip side of that, not being concerned, we've been here. So like the flip side of that is maybe we've done this before. Like the Earth's been here so long. There's been so many civilizations already who have gone through this. Grow from cavemen, exponentially fucking, meteor technology, and then we destroy each other, and then the Earth wipes us out, and then we just start all over again. So we don't know. Maybe that's possible. Hey there.
Yes.
It's mommy.
But Neil Tyson deGrasse or whatever.
Neil deGrasse, yeah.
That one. He always says that like going to Mars is ridiculous because the amount of energy and effort it would take to terraform Mars we might as well spend trying to fix our own planet.
Right. Absolutely.
With that said, I'm on board. Like, I'll be the Martian. Like, if they pick 100 people to go to Mars, like I'm signing up. Like,
well, you've been prepared, like Finn said, during this COVID crisis. We've all been accustomed to being in little bunkers and like fucking staying with our families and not going out. So
if I can just interject, there's 2 points I'd like to make. First of all, Amazon does a great job of getting me things, but I ordered the black 5-star.
Ooh,
and they sent me the white one, so I'm a little butthurt about that.
Wow.
But I did order it at $255, and they delivered it at $840.
Wow.
So I can't be that bad.
And think about how much energy and gas and all that stuff they use for that notebook. You have not helped the planet tonight.
You're absolutely right, and I think that to focus locally. The people who really kind of suffered from this, obviously our basketball team, just to harken back, Prince of Wales, Rocky, right? Kiki, those people, the karaoke people, all those people kind of suffered from the fact that we're not there helping to pay their mortgage. Like, I don't know how much you guys got into the fact that we were multiple championship winners in all of the West LA leagues that we participated in. But more importantly, all of our trophies were stolen.
Yep, that's right. But our picture's still there, though.
Our pictures are still there.
They hang on the wall.
Hanging on the wall, which is great. I'm excited for them to fade out like all the pictures at Prince of Wales do. But at the same time, like, obviously the biggest takeaway is, we're only here for whatever. We could die tomorrow. Hate to get dark with you.
That is true.
But
that's all right.
At the same time, we could be here for 100 years. We'll say more or less 100 years.
Could be 120 by the time we grow old.
Oh shit, man! I mean, we lost a year. It'd be 119. We've all lost a year, right?
Good point. Yeah.
So, it's just crazy to think about. But yeah.
I just want to go back to Jason and ask a question, getting back to the NFTs and topic.
The topic of the podcast title.
Yeah. Now that we've talked about how NFTs are going to ruin the world or whatever, or at least touched on it. So what do you think is going to happen with TopShot in the next 2 to 3 months with like the playoffs looming and like, the crypto boom right now? I guess it's booming again, kind of. What is your prediction with like how everything's going to play out here in the next 2 months?
Good.
I think what has happened is I think we're in a true dip now. I think the big dip from February has really been like we're finding out what like true values of some of these moments truly are. I had a Montrezl Harrell that like a metallic series gold 1, and that was like $2,000. No, but it's not even a question of like who's buying that. If that gold is worth $2,000, who's really going to buy it?
Right. Yep.
Who wants it? Yeah.
And let's say like, so I'm going to sell it at that price now, because do I really believe that in 5 years that Montrezl Harrell's card is going to be worth $10,000? Absolutely not. I'd be surprised if it's worth $2,000 in 10 years, because nobody's going to care. So why?
I'm surprised if it's worth $200, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think there is some value, because anything base 1 is the first iteration of everything. So there is some value added to that. As far as predicting, like, good luck. Like,
right.
I had no idea when I was excited about what happened in January when I was telling you all guys this. And then you guys were kind of here for the ride for February.
Right.
So I didn't expect that to happen at all. What the best thing I can say is what's my strategy going forward? And like I said, right now I've sold off all of my non-playoff players. Will come playoff time, I will sell, like now with what's the team with Jamal Murray and Jokic, the Nuggets. I don't think the Nuggets are going to make it to the conference finals. So as the Nuggets kind of, if they look like they're going to get knocked out in the first round, then I'm going to start selling a lot of the Nuggets players. And as the rounds go, I'm going to sell off. Now I have a collection large enough where I'm going to hold like I've got I bought the no look 3 LeBron, for example. I have a dozen of those, and I bought them for like $90.
Flex.
So, but I did it intentionally. Like now, anytime I want to buy something, unless it's for utility, I buy 3 of them. So I have all the metallic golds, the first half of the edition, and that's been needed for all 4 challenges. So going forward, I'll sell those golds to potential if I like the challenge for the next gold, because I don't think that Tomas Stomsky and Darius Baisley or Andrew Wiggins, like holding those golds, like are they going to go to like 3,000? And it's crazy because that was a plan of mine, was to have all the golds for the challenges ahead of time, and the prices just went crazy. So I paid a lot.
Yeah.
And I've lost on every single one of them. So now I get those reward cards, and I should still be able to make some profit. But like I feel more confident holding on to any kind of rare long term. I think the hardest thing too was the seeing stars. I think that was the biggest debacle. Like you did not need to do seeing stars challenges at all, especially when you had the all-star.
Right.
Like that was overkill. And it was just everybody that did those challenges, if you didn't sell your seeing stars right when you got it, then you ate shit. I mean, I bought Zion for $400. I think it's $100 now.
Wow.
That's interesting, because I'm sitting on that Dwight Howard that we were talking about in our little group chat, that I'm like, at what point do I want to throw it up there? Because right now the floor is 62. I'm checking out momentranks.com.
Right now.
Right this second, it's at 62. But this challenge, it doesn't end for 3 days. I forget exactly what it is.
But what's your serial number? Because like people just want to buy the cheapest one, so you're not going to get much.
Well, actually, that kind of is what I was trying to kind of like lead into. Do you guys just go when you're buying, right, or put your, I'm pursuing a challenge cap on? Are you just going for the cheapest one? Or are you thinking that you want to buy value, right? So like, how does that impact the way you buy? And is that the general thought of a lot of top shotties?
I think for challenges, it's cheapest. I haven't done one, but I think that has to be the mentality. It's just buy the cheapest.
I buy based on serial number, but I can get, if I pay, so
lowest or highest? Lowest or highest?
Oh, lowest. I want, because I'm still thinking in terms of resale.
Yeah.
Right. So the reason I say sell it right now is because you don't want to be stuck on the musical chair, because when that price starts coming down, is it really going to go to like 200 or 300? There's 15,000 of them. I don't think there's going to be a demand that's going to exceed that much. So that's why I say sell it. Now, if I'm buying your card, I will look, and let's say the floor is 60 for like 30. Well, there's 15,000 of those. So let's say the floor is 50 for 14,000. I'll look and see if for $5 extra can I get into like, 3,000 or 4,000. And there's people that are selling. I've actually been one of those that will sell. So in the true market sense, like that would never happen, like, like I would actually list that instead of like $5 more at 3,000 serial, I'd probably list for like 75 and be able to get it. But in this, when you just need it,
it's volatile as fuck, man. You're right. And are you trying to flip the extra couple bucks? Or what are you trying to do with it as a seller? I think that's the ultimate question you have to ask yourself. You have to ask yourself as a seller, like, do I just want to make an extra $100, or am I just looking to get in and flip it?
Like, if you didn't sell it right now because you thought it was going to go higher, how high do you think that card would possibly go?
$10 million. I have no idea.
Well, this is how you decide, because if you legit think that at some point it'll be selling for 200, then that's worth gambling, like just in odds, but I don't think, like the Will Barton thing. There was a Will Barton that went for like $300 for like one of the challenges, and that was just insane. But that was during the big pump and everything, and like, that was disgusting. And then that card you can buy now for like $10. Which also happens too is all these Dwight Howard people or all these flippers buy all the floors, click, 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 click as soon as it came out.
Yeah.
And now they're setting the floor higher. I'm actually on the fence because I've got 3 base moments, and then I've got my one cool cat, and I'm doing the master challenge, so I will have to have all these to complete it. But I can sell my Serge Ibaka for like $50-$60. I've got a Jeremy Grant I can sell for like 30. I've got a Montrezl Harrell I can sell for 30, and then I've got a Gordon Hayward that I can sell for another 40-45. What's the price going to be once that challenge is over? Because in my experience, I can buy all those cool cats for probably half price what they're selling for right now, and I can buy the challenge reward and like a secondary, and that'll probably, as we've seen, like I think the Anthony Davis, or I'm sorry, the last cool cat, the Jokic is like 180. So there's definitely going to be a lot more of this reward coming out. So I could probably get it for like 150. So I can get the whole set for probably like 300 as opposed to paying like 500 right now.
Yeah. I'll throw one other factor out there that impacts my selling and buying is getting the I like to, Gary called it his dapper dick, right? And I like to call it diaper money, because how do I facilitate these financials, these dapper dicks, into putting diapers on my baby and soon to be 2 other babies, like
twins coming for Finn.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Point guard and shooting guard. So basically, like, how, and that also is like, okay, well, do I just put this, in, just keep my login credentials and forget about it, right? Because my life is about to get flipped upside down, and then just come back in 3 or 4 years and maybe everything will be great? Or do I just roll the dice and say, I'll take $60 today for, whoever?
I think you gotta live in the now. Profit is profit. Sure, you could be like, holy fuck, I sold that for $60 and now it's worth $600. But like the odds of that, I think, are minimal, and profit is profit. It's still more money than you had.
It's not LeBron. It's not LeBron. We're talking about Dwight Howard.
Right. Okay. So
have you seen him without his shirt? Just by the way, like, Dwight Howard is built.
Just so you know, I sold that Dwight Howard for $11. It was part of my we've been kind of like guesstimating when all this shit started. I have my receipts here. I bought my very first moment after the Super Bowl, when Finn was starting to talk to me about it, on February 13th. That was a Melton. On the 15th is when I got my first pack of cool cats. And that player that I was telling you about that I didn't understand when you were saying, hey, you can probably sell that for $100, was PJ Washington. I sold that 2 days later a day later on the 16th for $110. And then, funny story, in my very first pack that I got on the 15th, I got a Jason Tatum, and I jokingly gifted it to Trevor to try to get him to like, hey, here's your first card in your collection. He ended up selling it later on for $100 and sending me $50.
Nice.
That's good.
Dude, you know what that reminds me of when we went to that Bulls Clippers game.
Right.
So, Jason, I don't know if you know the whole story about this or not, but Trev, Gary, and I went to a Bulls Clippers game. Oh man, was it probably 2015? I want to say Saturday game.
No, it was later than
15,
that.
16.
17, I think.
Oh, the greatest year of my life, 2017.
It was 2017.
Yeah,
I know because I know where I was living, and I didn't move there until 2016, and it would have been January, so that would have been 2017. Yeah.
All right, so Jason, picture this, right? Boys' night out, all 3 of us, just lit. I think we might have done a couple drinks at Prince of Wales too, and then went to Staples Center. All Illinois people, right? Just jazzed up for a
Cheering for our Bulls
Clippies game.
Was the Bulls? The Bulls were terrible, right?
Yeah.
No, they haven't been good for years.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that we don't cheer for them, right, and support them. So we're there. We are borderline, maybe over service, under service. We'll see.
Yeah.
And we're all getting, a couple beers. probably like halfway through the first quarter, and Gary's buying 50-50s, right? And the woman who's
I love some action. Yeah.
Is like, Gary's got cash. And I asked her, I was like, hey, can you take a credit card? And she goes, yeah, of course. Right. So she swipes her little thing. Right. And I get my one ticket. Right. Because I'm like, it only takes one. Right. And take it and walk away.
I bought like 20, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So we go back, we sit down, and this is probably like into the second quarter. These, really nice women who are sitting about 6 seats away from us get spotlighted, and they're like, "Hey, great news! You get to go sit courtside," because for whatever reason, right?
There's like an upgrade.
Yeah, they got just randomly selected upgrade, and we're like, "Whoa, that's so cool for them!" Right? Anyway, flash forward, we're very drunk. And it's the end of the third quarter. They pull the 50-50 raffle. Gary's taking a piss. And Trev and I are sitting there, and they pull the numbers right. And I pull out my card, and I look at it, and I look up at the thing, and I look back down, and I go, Trev, are these the same numbers? Trev goes, holy shit, you fucking won! And he's shaking me, right? And we are like just going crazy. Gary has no idea what's going on.
Nope, I was pissing.
He gets back, right? He gets back, he sits down. He's like, hey guys, what's going on? And I'm just like ready.
I come back and they're like we're huddled down, they're whispering, they're like, don't, we think we won the 50-50. We think we won the so
Did you?
Yeah, I fucking won the 50-50, dude. It was crazy, right? So for all of you listening, all half dozen people who are ever going to see this, you don't get the money right away. It takes 3 months, and they send you a check, and they have to claim it. You have to claim it on your taxes too, by the way. So let's get the spoiler alerts out of the way. But flash backwards to that evening. We're on top of the world. Had we had the cash, we would have gone to Vegas. Like I would have just dropped it.
Right. We were stoked to like go to a club in downtown LA or something, like something we hadn't done in forever.
Yeah.
And instead we ended up just going to Hooters.
But Gary, do you remember standing at the stoplight, getting ready to cross like Figueroa or whatever it was, and the guy was like, "Hey, that's the guy that won the 50-50."
Yep. And like we thought we were gonna be jumped for a second. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, "Hey, man, they got all my information. I'm not getting it for 90 days."
Wow, that's crazy.
But I ended up getting it was like $3,200.
Yeah.
After taxes, it was like 23 or 24. It wasn't great.
Still
Actually,
nice.
It was still great.
You were. That was before we were daddies too. So it was
That's true.
Yeah.
We Uber. So I treated my friends to Hooters.
You treated us to Hooters, and you sent us $100 on Venmo like later that night too.
Did I really? God, I'm so generous when I'm drunk. And I also remember that I bought them their Prince of Wales jerseys. Do you remember that?
That I don't remember. I think that was a deal you had with Trevor, I think, not me.
Okay, then maybe I bought you guys Prince of Wales basketballs.
No.
I don't know.
Here's what it was. It's coming back to me now. You sent me $100. You told Trevor you were going to, but instead I think you ended up buying him a basketball and a jersey instead.
Probably.
Like, you worked out a deal with him. Yeah.
I worked out a deal with the money that I won. On top of treating my friends to like a really enjoyable evening and then hot wings that made us all shit our brains out the next morning. I think we took an Uber Black home too.
We did. You treated us well. It was good. I mean, it would have been better to go straight to Vegas, but
oh God, could you imagine? Hey, honey,
so good.
We ain't gonna make it home tonight. Tomorrow's not looking too good either.
Man,
that was fun. Good times.
That was a good time.
Take me back, please.
You know what's so weird is my Illinois connection. Like, first of all, like you guys and Trevor, are from Illinois. Lennox is from Chicago. Like,
okay.
I have all
Chicago's in Illinois.
And how do you know him? Who's Lennox?
We went to college together.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He was on the basketball team, and I was trying to be on the basketball team.
You were not on the basketball team.
Yeah.
I got to pull a daddy moment. I'll BRB.
Okay. Linux is the one, like how you have like your friend, like I've got two friends, best friends. They're both named Brian, and they're both like 5'7", 5'8". And every time we're hanging out, like I just tower over them, and there's that little bit of like feeling short. Like he does that to me. Lennox is 6'9".
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Jesus.
Yeah. So like we went to Phoenix for the Wasteland golf tournament or whatever, and it was him and our other friend Keevan, and Keevan's about 6'5", and it was the first time I felt like the littlest guy ever.
What school in North Carolina?
Appalachian State.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I know you're from the Carolinas, but Appalachian. Okay, that's right. I knew that.
The Mountaineers. Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
How do you feel about your Bulls this year?
Terrible. It was such like, I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm in this weird state with sports, like, and maybe partly the pandemic, but even before that, where like my teams are such limbo, like no exciting players really. Like the Bulls have Levine, which is cool, but like the fucking Bears have nobody, and like we lost ever since we lost Hester, and like my White Sox are finally starting to fucking be like that team, and now we have this shortened weird season, and this season's kind of weird, and we already lost one of our best players. Like I don't know, the Bulls trade was fine, but I'm not excited about them at all. Like
what about the the perfect that turned into a no-no?
The no-no was cool. I was watching that. I was getting texted from my White Sox buddies saying, like, check it out. I turned on MLB Network. Carlos Rodon has had a fucking hard trek, so it was cool to watch. But, like, until the White Sox start clicking, they lost again today. Like, I'm just not excited about sports. I haven't been since Derrick Rose. Since Derrick Rose's knee blew out, I love the Bears, but they fucking let me down and piss me off every single year. So the Bulls, the trade for Vooch?
Vucevic.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay, but like Levine doesn't even want to stay anymore. He wants out of his contract after next year, so
that's okay. You can't win a championship with those two as your best players, anyways.
Right? I agree.
And Patrick Williams, I think, is going to be really good, but
not that good. Yeah,
he's just not there yet. I actually didn't like moving Wendell Carter. Like I think he's just a slow developer.
No, you're a Duke fan.
Of course I am.
I know, but I'm just saying, like I don't give a shit about Wendell Carter. I think Kobe White's okay. Laurie's, they're all. I'm just not excited about the Bulls at all. I've been saying we get the 7th pick in the draft every year. It's like that's where we're at. It doesn't help.
Well, this is the year this draft is the draft that you want to be in. And it's funny because like the players that are at the top of the draft are actually not the players that
right.
matter.
I think 1 through 10 are like the same. It seems like I don't know.
Like Jalen Suggs from Gonzaga, the kid from Oklahoma State. Like those two seem to be like the top. Like 1 and 2.
Cade Cunningham and Suggs, right.
I probably wouldn't touch them. Those kids from the G League are legit. Like, and they, you just don't hear, you don't get to watch them. But whatever they're doing, like if they're averaging, let's say like 10 or 15 points in the G League, like versus play 10 or 15 points or 20 or 25 at Oklahoma State or Gonzaga, like I'll go with the G League kid every time.
Yeah, the way I look at it is like the Bulls need either to draft a stud that turns out like a Donovan Mitchell or something like that, or just tank so hard that we get a clear cut number one. Like who's the last clear cut? I mean, sorry, Zion was Zion aside because Zion's obviously awesome.
Yeah.
Before him, because last year was Anthony Edwards, right? And he's probably whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So before Zion, between LeBron and Zion, who were like the number ones that actually you just fucking knew?
I kind of think Dwight Howard, but he was like right after LeBron. Anyways.
Yeah, he was like 06 or so.
It was like him and Okafor, but it was people in the know were like Dwight Howard.
I mean, maybe my memory's faulty. I know Derrick Rose went 1 to the Bulls, and he was that guy, or it seemed like it anyways, and then it all fell apart. But like, it seems like it's like LeBron, Zion, everybody in between.
Yeah.
It's just like, you have to.
For number 1 picks, for sure. Because, I mean, like Jason Tatum was 3. Brandon Ingram, 3. I think, was 2.
I think Lonzo Ball was 2 as well.
He was a 2, yeah. Luka was 3. Like,
so, and he's possibly a number like that. That's what I'm saying. Luke, you have to get a Luka. You have to get a Donovan Mitchell. or somebody like that turns out to be, or Steph Curry, obviously he was like a 7th pick or some shit.
Did you guys see that Luka 3 to win the game?
Yes, it
2
was
nights
awesome.
ago?
It was
The
awesome.
one,
Steph Curry hit something very similar earlier today. It wasn't a game winner, but it was a miraculous little doop-de-doop.
Yeah.
I hit a couple of those in the Venice League, if you guys remember.
It's my
You heard,
memories.
Gary, your knee was you
Memories.
hurt your knee.
so I've got 3 months till I turn 40,
Woo!
and
Wow.
I'm at 245. Well, I've actually lost 5 pounds this week, but because I started my diet.
There you
But
go.
my goal is to get to 200 by age 40 and to dunk again.
Wow. That's
Dunk again? Oh,
That's
so
a
you
hefty
mean
goal.
you did it once before? Is that what I'm
You've seen
understanding?
it in the rec league, me throwing down.
Well,
I
it doesn't count on the Playa Beach.
Yes.
No. But when we were playing in what was that gym? The other gym, the one that was really slippery, Mar Vista. I was dunking in that gym. Not the greatest dunk. I don't need it. I'm not Zion.
You're
I just
saying
I need a
throw it down,
JJ Redick type of dunk where I just slide it in.
That's what she said.
Since we're doing athletic feats, I'm going to tell you guys one more recent story. Then I got to hang up here pretty soon. But
yeah.
So I moved to Colorado in December. I've never snow skied in my life. Never. Right. So I went last month for the very first time with my brother-in-law, and Jason, us three are all pretty good athletes, right? We can any of the main sports pretty good, right?
We have core. We have solid.
We're not going to be picked last.
Like, right. So I'm going skiing for the very first time in my life with my brother-in-law in mid-March, and I kind of assumed like I'll be fine. Like, well, how hard can it fucking be, right? I was absolutely fucking embarrassingly, humiliatingly terrible. Like we went to this place called it's Arapahoe Basin. They call it A Basin here. Apparently, it's not for beginners at all. And once I snapped the skis on, I immediately had like an oh shit moment where I was like, whoa, I do not know what I'm doing. Like I watched a little YouTube tutorial. I had my brother-in-law's been doing it for 20 years. I think he thought he could just teach me.
Yeah, pizza, French fries, right?
All that shit, right? Honest to God, the first trip down the hill, I was lucky to have not been killed or paralyzed. I was literally going side to side across the mountain and then just falling because I didn't know how to stop. Couldn't figure it out. Couldn't figure out how to turn. At one point, and you get so exhausted because you're just falling and you're trying to get back up and you're on skis. It's just so fucking tiring. At one point, I was just like about ready to give up. I just fallen on my ass. I looked over and there was like a 6-year-old girl just fucking cruising down with her mom, like no big deal. And it was the most fucking humbling moment of my life. And
Mommy, why doesn't that man not have his mask on?
The first day of skiing. So I went to Appalachian State, which is known for it's a ski school. Like we have like 5 resorts. My PE was skiing and snowboarding, but
wow.
The first time I went on a church trip skiing when I was like 14, and I went with it was all these like kind of rich girls that oh, we're going up to Breckenridge for the weekend, all grew up skiing. So I of course am tagging along with the girls, never skied before, but trying to be cool, and I get on the lift with them, and they're like I'm sorry, we're in line to get on the lift, and I can't they're all ready in line, and they're like,
can't maneuver. Yeah. Yep.
They're like, we'll meet at the top, and then we'll take one of the easy slopes down. So of course they shoot off, and I'm trying to catch up, but I can't. Everyone's wearing stuff. I don't know which one they are, so I just get on the lift. I get on a Black Diamond lift.
Oh,
I got on the wrong lift.
My God.
Right next to each. I go straight up to the Black Diamond. And I get off, and there's nobody up there, nobody's waiting. So I go down, and I actually didn't. I was okay, because it was just a long run. But I start going, and then all of a sudden, there's like a family fucking holding hands on the damn run. And I'm like, get out of the way, get out of the way. And so I just like they're not hearing me. And so I go to turn and I literally shoot off the side of the mountain, like into the woods.
Holy
and like
shit.
Yard sale everything. And like I fortunately I didn't get hurt, but like this stupid family like taking up the whole whatever.
Dude.
But then I had to like hike up like to try and get my skis and my poles because they're all like above me in powder.
Yard sale is like my favorite adjective when it comes to describing falling down, dude.
Yeah. I had one of those terrible falls on my first trip, and I literally broke my pole. And my brother-in-law said, "I have never seen that before in my life." I fell on it. So I fell.
Terrible fall.
It literally, terrible fall. I was holding a part of my pole, and I just snapped the fucking graphite shaft of the pole.
Wow, I've never seen that either.
He had to give me his pole. Like I said, it was a nightmare going down. I ended up going back to having a beer and like thinking to myself, like, this is the most miserable I've ever been in my life. And he comes down, and my brother-in-law goes like, I'm gonna go put my snowboard on, do a couple fucking runs, whatever. He comes back down. He's like, all right, if we quit now, you're a complete failure. Let's try it one more time. Truth be told, my second run was way better. First of all, I didn't fall getting off the ski lift because that happened the first time.
Yeah.
I literally got off the ski lift and fell on my ass and had to like fucking crawl away. So I kind of started figuring it out on my second run. I was like, oh, this is actually fun. I get it now. I was kind of like weaving. And like, it was kind of a flat spot. And all of a sudden I'm like, I'm picking up way too much speed. I'm starting to panic. And there's a little tight turn coming up. And I fucking just Yahtzeed. It was just like, and it was just like, I felt like like sometimes, Finn, when you're in the beach, when you're in the playa waves.
Oh yeah.
And those playa waves crush you, and you just feel yourself underwater going like this. That's how I was going down, and I was like, okay. And I kind of like was like, okay, I'm fine. And then I was like, I'm just gonna pizza the rest of the way down and like get the fuck out of here.
The pizza is what kills me because my skis would always cross, and I'd fucking.
And then you fall. Yeah.
Dude, that's so funny.
I think, long story short, I think I'm going to go to an easier place next time if I do go, and I'll probably just snowboard.
Get shorter skis too.
Yeah, maybe that too. Yeah, I don't know. It was. Yeah. I was so sore for a week. Like I was hurting everywhere. My fucking hamstrings hurt. Anyways, good luck on that dunking is what I was trying to say. we're old now.
I played with the Playa Hoopers in Compton or wherever they're playing now.
Oh, yeah. Out there on at MLK Park?
Yeah.
John mentioned that.
Yeah. We're literally playing and like a car backfired and everyone hit the ground. But it was a cool group of guys. But I could still touch the rim. I'm like 40 pounds over playing weight. But I could still nick the rim. So there's hope.
Yeah, you can get that vert up.
Yeah, easy. So
should I crack one pack before I go?
Crack it.
Let's do it.
See what we got.
I'm gonna crack pack.
It's a Topps Baseball 2021 Series 1. We got 40 cards in here.
Whew.
Man, I hope you get a Keith Hernandez.
I'll go through real quick. All right.
Dibs on the gum.
So the reason these are special is because it's a 70th year. They're pretty sharp looking, actually. Like they're pretty plain, but they have a nice little They got a nice little 70th logo.
So and they're also doing a release on April 20th on wax for their digital version of that.
Right, and that's their and they're going public later this year too, right? Is that the whole thing?
Something like that, yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna go through these unless I see somebody really Pujols horizontal is kind of cool.
Oh, I thought he retired.
Right, exactly. Man, I just got more horizontal cards. Maybe that's not very special. Sometimes those are, but they're not. Freddie Freeman's kind of cool. Nothing big, whatever. Rafael Devers. Looking for some rookies. Looking for some autographs here. So far, I got nothing good. All right, here we go.
How many cards come in the pack?
This is one of these like big, thick 40 card packs.
Oh, okay.
This is a future star. Nothing special. It looks exactly the same, but just says future stars in the bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, so far this is dog shit. All right, here we go. Hang on.
I watched Moneyball this last night, so I can pretty much tell you the analytics on any of these guys.
Okay.
Bo
Bichette's kind of cool. Dante Bichette's kid. He's been kind of popular the last year. All right, here we go. Something Jock Peterson. I don't
analytics don't touch on family lineage a whole lot.
This is a really weird one. Roberto Clemente.
Wow, that's cool.
But it's like a stars in service, obviously. And
R.I.P.
They throw in these old school looking cards. I've bought a couple of these where it's like different. It's not his real autograph though. It's just a print. So nothing special there. And let's see, almost done here, guys. Nothing. I was hoping to like really get something huge here. We could reveal Bryce Harper.
Thomas.
Bryce Harper's all right, but nothing big.
You know what's so funny who's the best player in baseball? Bryce Harper or Mike Trout?
No, it's Trout or Fernando Tatis Jr. Harper's dropped. He's.
How do you evaluate the best player? Is it just that they are really, efficient at scoring runs, or they're good on defense?
This is kind of a cool card. It's a San Diego Padres team card, but for some reason it says 4 slams on it. Like they had 4.
4 home runs back to back to back.
Right.
I remember hearing about that.
That's it.
Tatis is the one with the weird hair. So I would see him and I'd be like, oh, he might be somebody. But I'm not. If I saw Mike Trout in the airport, I'd have no idea.
Yeah, he's a very normal looking dude, but he's still the best player. I mean, MVP last year was the White Sox Abreu in the AL, but Harper's kind of fallen off. He has a low average. He doesn't, it's just.
Well, Gary, can you just quick elevator pitch me? How are you evaluated as the best player in Major League Baseball?
Well, there's still the main ones: homers, RBIs, and average. Right? Those are still the triple crowns.
Yeah.
But there's this new thing called WAR, which is wins above replacement. That it's like a huge thing. It's basically like there's some statistical model where like if you were replaced by an average player, how many wins above replacement are you? And that's like the big thing now. So I like the best players in the league have the best WARs. And it's always the same guys. It's always Trout. It's always fucking like this Tatis guy last year. It used to be guys like Harper and stuff like that too, but it's always Trout.
So they're efficient.
Some guys are like Altuve on the Astros and stuff.
So they're guys that are just like efficient on scoring and playing defense. Then is that what you're more or less? They're just like good on both sides of the ball.
Exactly. And Acuna on the Braves is up and comer guy that's really fucking good. Ronald Acuna. And then the White Sox have a handful of guys. They're supposed to, Tim Anderson is our leadoff shortstop. Abreu, Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez. The Cubs still have some good guys, Javi Baez and stuff like that. So
little money ball. We got a little money ball going.
But I was like hockey with the plus minus. Like when I first started playing video game hockey, I had no idea what that plus minus was. But that always seems like kind of it always seems like a good indicator until it's not. Like when Zion Williamson's like plus minus is like -3, it's like, well, I don't know.
Plus minus in basketball is different because there's 4 other guys on the court. It's like it's weird, but you can tell who's a stud in basketball. Baseball's a little more complicated. Yeah. Because there's 9 guys, but.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Any closing thoughts, Sean?
Can I plug my showcase?
You can do
it.
I'm doing my showcase challenge. Dudak attack. Give me some fire. I'm trying to get those dapper bucks. DUDAKATTACK.
I get tagged on these threads all the time. So just go to my Twitter and just. If you like all theirs, like, I mean, for me, it's just, well, I don't respond to them, but they just,
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. I need to do a little pimping or a little.
If you go in the general, they've got like a showcase plug or something. You'll probably get it in like 10 minutes.
Nice.
So some of these fools got like thousands already. It's like,
yeah, you might already have missed the.
No, there's still plenty of time. I just need to get 20. I'm not trying to win it. I'm just trying to get $20. That's it.
Touche. Well, I've already liked it. My dog, I almost said RIP. I hope she's not dead. I don't know.
She's like
20 years old. Podcast.
Yeah. She got one. My baby liked it too. So good luck, Gary. I have nothing to add except for invest in low serial numbers. The higher dollar amount on the low serial numbers is my pick to click.
All right, I like it. I like it.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate, we talked about this before, and, I think it's important not to just have like some of the guests that we've had that are Top Shot influencers or NFT artists, but also, you guys are what makes it fun for me. Like if I would probably do this if I was just by myself, but
it'd be boring.
It would be boring. And what's kind of funny is like, when you have some people like that are, every time you get someone new to it, it's like, here we go again. Like, why can I pay for a YouTube clip? And like, so when our little group chat, as it's expanded, like, I'm glad you guys are there now, because I just got like, it's just so eye rolling for me, like, to kind of explain. It's like, hey, if you don't want to do it, like, don't do it. Don't shit on our fun,
Totally. Like
so.
For me, whenever I know Gary's trying to go to bed, he's desperately trying to sign off.
No, I'm not even, it's not even that. I'm getting angry wife texts.
Oh yeah, love you. But like for me, it's like shit. I forgot where I was going with it. So I was just gonna say right back. It's like everything that you own that's like a media for you these days, right? Everything is a stream, right? Spotify, everything you listen to, like you're streaming, like I said, just at Spotify. Even the video games I own on my PlayStation, I don't have a physical disc for. So like when people come at me like, oh, I could just buy this YouTube stream. It's like, okay, well, you can't.
And welcome to this world. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like everything that you put on and you probably entertain. Tell me what movie you rented last and show me the disc. Like you just drove it back to, the Red Box, the Blockbuster. No, you didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to get into it, that's fine with me. Like I offered you the chance months ago, right? And you're only getting into it now. And oh shit, you've turned your $14.99 into $126, and I didn't get shit. Congratulations. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'll continue to live in my top 7% of NBA TopShot, people. But at the same time, it's just a fun thing. And I think that what would be really fun, even though I know like with all of our professional lives, would never happen given how they do the drops, is like a live chat of the queuing process, and then when it drops, at 11:01 a.m. or whenever it does, and just the visceral reactions we all have. I'm like, all right, there's 26,000 that we have to do. Oh shit, 300,000. I'm 197,000. Get the fuck out! God damn it! And they slowly queue in on your phone, right? And like, oh, I got 68,000, and people like Trev, right, who's like, oh, there's 24,000. I'm 25,001. It's like, this dickhead's gonna get one. I don't think you're a dickhead, Trev, but I think you're a dickhead in that moment because you're late to the party. We're happy to have you, but you get in and we don't. Like, it's not fair.
It's a guaranteed lottery ticket that you don't have to pay for.
Yes.
Until you win.
Yep.
So we'll see how long that lasts, So.
Very true. And then the other funny thing is like trying to figure out how to pay for it if you land on that big
hollow
pack, right? It's like, gonna have to pull my Kohl's credit card out for this one.
I was already thinking of excuses, ways to move money. I was like, man, this is going to be something else, but I'll do it. I'll figure it out.
Gary's out there pulling bottles out of the recycle bins in his neighborhood. Like, it's another 5 cents, honey. I'm getting there.
Get that Uber money or something.
That's right.
All right, guys. Well, it's been a good Friday night, and I appreciate it. And maybe
Saturday.
we'll
Hey, Jason, it's Saturday.
Is it Saturday today?
It is.
God, don't you guys miss being a single guy?
What a world you live in, man. What a world. Holy fuck.
Wow.
My kid's getting up at 6 no matter what day it is. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Actually, weekends are worse, actually. For some reason, my child sleeps in during the week, but on weekends, wakes up way earlier to fuck with our lives. So anyways, I love her to death. She's
love
the
her.
best. Yeah.
Beautiful baby.
She's the best. All right, dudes.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
It's been good having the Prince of Wales team reunion Top Shot edition. Be sure to subscribe. Drop your comments below. Any thoughts or questions you may have for us. We will catch you next time.